Good morning, everyone, and welcome in here on Live Now from Fox. The time 7:59 over on the East Coast, and it is 4:59 on the West Coast. I do want to get to some breaking news coming in out of Hoover, Alabama. The 48-hour-long search for Carlee Russell now over after the 25-year-old apparently showed up at her family's home last night. Hoover police providing an update saying Russell has been taken to a hospital as she appeared to be, quote, in shock. The investigation into Russell's disappearance began Thursday night when Hoover police say she called 911 and a family member to report stopping to help a toddler she found wandering along Interstate 459. Her family reports she screamed and the line stayed active, but Russell was no longer there. Police say they found Russell's car and belongings on the side of the interstate and no sign of a child anywhere. Hoover police have not announced a news conference just yet to provide more information, but I do want to play for you just a portion of the news conference they did hold Friday where they discussed how all of this played out.
On July the 13th at approximately 9:34 p.m., the Hoover 911 Center received a call from a 25-year-old female on I-459 southbound near mile marker 11. She reported that she saw a toddler walking on the side of the interstate. After calling 911, the caller stopped to check on the child and also called a family member to report the same details. The family member lost contact with the caller, but the line remained open. Police officers who were already en route to the location of the initial 911 call located the female's vehicle as well as some of her belongings at the scene. They were unable to find her or a child in the area, and Hoover police have not received any additional calls of someone missing a small child. Carlee got off work around 8:20 p.m. from a business at the Summit in Birmingham. She's also believed to have stopped to pick up food from a business at the Colonnade before driving towards Hoover on I-459, where she stopped near mile marker 11. That location is between the Galleria flyover and exit 10 for Highway 150. A single witness has reported possibly seeing a gray vehicle with a light-complected male standing outside of Carlee's vehicle, but we have no further information on that individual or the vehicle at this time.
So again, that right there is a photo of Carlee Russell. Once again, this breaking news that we are following on a big story that is making the rounds all over news outlets and social media here out of Hoover, Alabama, where the 48-hour-long search for Carlee Russell is now officially over. The 25-year-old showing up at her family's home last night. Hoover police providing the update and saying that Russell has been taken to a hospital and appeared to be, quote, in shock. We are going to continue to follow the latest here on this story, and we'll bring you updates right here on Live Now from Fox.
A local man simply wants to fish in his own neighborhood. Alarming video tonight shows him catching something else. Good evening, I'm Alan Devlin.
And I'm Sean Gables. Anthony Gibson talking exclusively to Atlanta News First about his experience with what he calls racial harassment. Videos of the encounters have since gone viral on social media. It all happened at a neighborhood lake in Noonan. This is southwest of Atlanta and Coweta County. Atlanta News First Asia Wilson has more on the story.
The lake in the center of Springwater Plantation is where Anthony Gibson has been fishing for years.
A couple of times out of the week, this lake is absolutely beautiful, as you can see. You know, not a lot of people bother you or anything like that until there are.
This week, it all changed with this viral TikTok video.
You guys residents here? Are we bothering anyone?
When a woman approaches him as he's fishing with a friend.
This lake is supposedly for residents only.
She came and said, oh, if you're not a resident, you have to leave. I am a resident.
That same day, he claims to have been approached other times prior to this encounter.
This is the third person. I'm in my own neighborhood, and a white person came and bothered me while I'm fishing. All are the same type of people.
Atlanta News First saw some of those other encounters on his page, one of which he claims police were called on him. I spoke to Gibson's father, who says he has owned a home here for 2 years.
Where do you live? Where do you live?
This is unbelievable.
And now,
I just hope that these people end up being woke.
they all want something to be done quickly.
But what about the next person that looks like me? That's a problem. I'm not fighting for me. I don't care. I told you I grew numb to this. I'm fighting for the next person that don't have a voice.
Now, while we were out here doing this interview, another black woman told us her sons have been approached near this area as well, and they've been here since 2018. Now, Gibson says he plans to talk to the community's HOA about this issue. In Noonan, Asia Wilson, Atlanta News First.
Good morning. Today is Sunday, July 16th. The year is 2022. And Grayson heard the countdown. He was in the house. He was way in the other room. He heard that noise over there. He raced over here. He said, uh-oh. You heard it, didn't you? Literally, he was way in the other room. He heard that dee, dee, dee. He ran his ass out. He said, okay, something going on. It's my turn. So you get to start off the video as usual. Good morning, Grayson. I know it. Good morning, sweet doggy. You didn't know what been eating breakfast, been playing with Ginger. Say good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's a beautiful Monday, Sunday, July 16th. It's about 9:30 in the morning. And I'm sitting having some coffee. So good news. I mean, I was going to do a video about this today. When I woke up this morning, Carlee Russell, the missing woman who vanished on the Alabama interstate, was found safe. She is back home with her family. She's in the hospital. She vanished after calling the police and also calling a friend, her brother's girlfriend, and she reported that she found a toddler walking along the highway, and she pulled over to see what was going on, and they said they heard her ask the toddler some questions. They didn't hear the toddler, and then they heard a scream. Carlee screamed, and then she vanished. All right, you two, what are y'all doing down here? Grayson. Okay, y'all need to go. Go in the house. Go play inside. So, not sure what happened there. It's just such, when you hear these stories and somebody vanishes like that, the first thing you think is they're never going to see this person again. So when I woke up this morning, I saw that they found her. I was relieved because I was like, wow, she made it home alive. So hopefully they'll get to the bottom of what happened. Was she kidnapped? Was it, who? She said she saw a toddler walking along the highway. Very interesting story there. So I'm waiting. I want to hear more details about where she was and what happened and how she made it back home safely. So grateful that she did make it back home safely. Because we all know so many times when stuff like this happens and somebody vanishes or disappears, they don't make it back. Not alive. She made it home alive. In the hospital, so I hope she doesn't have any injuries or any type of anything happened to her. And another story, there were quite a few stories I wanted to post about, but the other story that kind of stood out to me was the man who was fishing. And of course, here comes some old racist white woman to verify whether he should be out there fishing, because we all know how white folks love to stick their nose in someplace where it truly don't belong. I've never stopped my car to go investigate. What are you doing here? It's like, and he had been stopped by questioned by multiple white people that he had recorded, questioning him about why he was there fishing. And he lives there. I guess it could be worse. They could have came over there and robbed his ass. If you're gonna move into those types of communities where these white folks are vigilant, that's the only word I can think of right now with their racist asses. I don't think I would go through all that drama. Like, yeah, I live here. I live at such and such a place. What's your name? Nice to meet you. Now you have a great day. And next time you come see me fishing, come join me. White folks just very don't. White. I've lived in Georgia. I've lived in Georgia for the past 30 plus years. I moved in 1989. I don't have any white friends. Zero. kind of strange to live in this state for all these years and you don't have any white associates or friends. I've had clients over the years who purchased stuff from me, supplements, but no friends or I can't even count the times on my. Literally, I've had 0 times when I've had anybody white even enter into my home and sit at a dining room table and have a piece of cornbread. So I can imagine race relations in Georgia, like a lot of places in this country, are very fragile. So when these white people see this black man fishing on, in their subdivision, that their little slice of heaven, that nigga's not supposed to be in, they come over and question him. But when he moved in there, like when you go into any neighborhood where you are the minority, I think you just have to get, it's unfortunate, but you just have to be willing to put up with their foolish behavior and put them bitches in their place. She did the right thing to record that husband. She lost her job behind this mess thing. Yeah, because she handled it the wrong way. You have to wonder, is she the president of the board? We know she ain't. She's just a nosy white bitch. That's what they normally do. Not all nosy white folks are damn bitches, but most of them are. White folks get on my damn nerves. They nosiness. I have nothing against white people, but some of them can be just ridiculous with their behaviors. But when you move into those areas, just expect it, especially if you are the minority in that neighborhood. One of the few minorities in an all-white neighborhood, which I expect. Right? Now, some people have made the comment about, this is a diverse neighborhood. We have blacks, we have whites, we have Asians, we have all races over here of people. It is not all white and it's not all black. It is diverse. Diversity, the word they're trying to eliminate. This is what you have over here. I would personally never live in an all-white neighborhood. Been down that path before too. I don't want to live in an all-black neighborhood. Been down that path also. I like areas that are diverse with different people, different races, different. There's a Chinese restaurant around the corner from here that I go to frequently, and they actually live in the neighborhood. And of course, they all know my big black ass. I walk down to the mailbox, minding my damn business, I'll be looking. But there's a Chinese restaurant. I went to go get some food tonight. They go, "You're my neighbor." And I said, "Oh, good. Give me this. Y'all have the duck." And she actually gave me a little discount and gave me some of that hot spicy. I love that spicy mustard at that restaurant. But I've always gotten food to go there. I've never went and sat down inside the restaurant, but it's beautiful. And those are the type of communities. This is the type of community. If I'm going to live someplace, I like to live someplace a little diverse. But when you move to them all-white neighborhoods, and them crackers gonna go berserk because you're not supposed to be there. You're the anomaly, the person, we got to verify you live here. And he better get used to that one. And then the white people know, I live in these motherfuckers. Now, but back to the Alabama farmer, I am very curious as to what happened there, but I'm going to reserve comments until later, until we get more details. That's why I didn't say much about that. She's been found, so I am going to reserve. I have some questions, but let's just wait and see what becomes of this situation. Now, in the meanwhile, I was in the process of trying to work on a refinance here at my house. We're trying to do some stuff over here, pay out some debt. And I was going through this mortgage company, very conservative mortgage company, for the refinance. And we were waiting for, the only thing that was holding us up was we were waiting for the appraisal to come back. So, of course, we had the appraiser come over, and she did the appraisal. I've had the house appraised a couple different times. Every time you go to do something with any of these houses, whatever, but a financial institution, they're going to send out their own appraiser these days. So they sent out an appraiser. I wasn't here when she came to the house. My cleaning, the Latino women who cleaned my house, they were cleaning. And she came in and she did the appraisal. And a few days later, the loan officer and I were waiting to hear what she valued the house at. Because she's very conservative. Because he was like, you got the most conservative appraisal that came out. So I said, fine, whatever. Amazingly, she did bring the appraisal in at $1.5 million. I was looking for 1.6, so she did 1.5, so she was off about $100 before I thought. But she also missed 2 bathrooms in this house. How the hell should that happen? I don't know. When I looked at the report, she left off 2 bathrooms that she probably didn't know existed in this big ass house. But she found everything else. Yeah, she was a white woman too. And then I spoke to her on the phone after she left the house. Oh my God, the house is so beautiful. It's amazing. She's like, God, it's just so gorgeous. But anyway, so we'll see if this refinance is even worth my time, because it's not the cost to refinance this thing is expensive. Probably be better off just focusing on a sale, but we'll see. Sometimes you just gotta roll the dice and see what comes up. But I'm looking at something these painters missed. Why are you over here, Grayson? Why are y'all under my feet? Y'all got food over there, y'all got toys over there, y'all got water. I don't understand why dogs sit under. They have to sit directly under my feet, like under this chair. I'm sitting here and they're just sitting under this damn chair instead of running around and playing. I'm gonna let y'all outside in a minute. But if you're gonna move into these neighborhoods where you are the minority, this would be expected to these white folks come up there and ask you multiple questions like, do you own this house that you're living in? Are you gonna cut your grass? Ignorant ass shit like that. But at least they ain't kicking in their door, dragging out their TV. That's what you want to avoid. And he's staying over there having shootouts at the house next door. Good Lord. A little side note, one of my friends I have a friend who lives here in Atlanta, and the job market is really... Anyway, he lost his 3rd job here. This man is highly educated. He works in the medical field. I have repeatedly told him to leave Atlanta. Leave, get out of here, go someplace else to work. But he's got to be in Atlanta because he just loves the nightlife and the entertainment. Anyway, I hadn't heard from him this week, and so I just assumed he was working. So finally I put a call in and said, hey, what's up? You want to go to the gym? He said, I'm not really, don't feel like going to the gym this week. I said, oh, well, you've been busy at work. And through the course of our conversation, I discovered he didn't have a job anymore. They let him go. This was his 3rd job he had lost in about 3 years. And he works in medical, which is weird to me. This was the 3rd time that his place of employment had let him go for whatever reasons. And now he's frustrated and angry. Leave Atlanta. Get out of here. What are you sitting around here for? Go someplace where they need you, where you won't be the... There's an old saying, last one in, first one out. And that seems to be the issue with him. Because when they get him in there, they work the shit out of his ass. And then they decide, oh, we don't need you anymore. After you done slaved literally like a Hebrew slave in there. But hey, I told him, I said, I repeatedly warned you to go someplace where you can find more stable employment and make more money. And the crazy part is, the one job where he was let go from, they actually hired somebody else to actually pay them less money. But y'all just love Atlanta. Just love Atlanta, the nightlife and the entertainment. He was also pursuing some type of in the entertainment industry as a backup singer or something. And I don't know, y'all. He does something in the entertainment, or was pursuing something in the entertainment industry, and it's been going on for years, and it has not quite worked out the way he wanted. So Yeah, the reason I brought that up is just some of y'all are just, and I've told him repeatedly that he needs to be self-employed. I know this is off the subject matter of this original video, but when you are self-employed, you're not going to fire yourself. And what he does, he really could create his own business. And I mentioned this again to him. He shot it down again. I don't know what to do. I said, you need to, when you go work for these people, he's worked for hospitals, he's worked for private doctors, he's worked for the last office. He said he really liked this place. They just was working him. He had long hours. He was just working him a lot. And they got him what they wanted, and they got dismissed him. For whatever reasons, he didn't go into the details why they let him go. Something could have happened up there. I don't know, but smart, intelligent, educated man. You can't hold down a job in Atlanta. I've seen this frequently. And then when people finally get enough of Atlanta, finally get fed up enough and go someplace else, they realize there's a whole nother world out there where you can actually keep a job and make good money without being forced out because somebody else, they want to bring somebody else in. And there's a name that's called a churn, where they bring in people, work them to death, get rid of them, bring in somebody else, work them to death, get rid of them, bring them, because there's always going to be some new faces showing up in Atlanta. And I've met so many people in the past year or two who moved here to Atlanta. Every day at the gym, I've just moved to Atlanta. In 6 months, I've been here for a year. Everybody, and I asked, well, how do you like it here? How are things working out for you? And it ain't working out. The vast majority of people, it's just not working for them. They're here, they're working, they're not getting, they didn't get the wage, they didn't get the income, they're not making the money that they want to make here. That's the biggest issue I learned. When you're not making the money you want to make, and you're being worked like a damn slave at these jobs, which they will get rid of you in a heartbeat, then the cost of living is a lot more expensive now. I'm shocked at the amount of people I know who are paying between $3,000 and $4,000 a month in rent. That's my mortgage rate over here for a fucking house. Y'all are insane. Why would you do that? $3,000 and $4,000 a month in Atlanta, Georgia for rent? Never. I'm not paying that. Buy a house. They got all these type of programs, down payment assistance, all this shit. Go do that. FHA, VA loans, all this damn shit. Take advantage of it. Shit. I know it might be hard to find something you want up in Bughead. Impossible. But you never know. Keep hope alive. But anyway, the reason I brought this up about my friend who's losing his job, because this man is intelligent. He's smart. Very smart. A hard worker. Black man. And see, I keep trying to tell y'all something. It's difficult for these black guys here. This man this is the third job he's lost in his career choice. Third. Through no means of his own, anything that he did wrong other than going to work and being there and doing what he's supposed to do. The white folks didn't like that. They didn't like it. And he got rid of him. Third job. Number 3. And he's not the only black guy I know who has gone to work, worked hard, and got dismissed. I have another friend who also in the medical field. He now only does home health care now. He works for private families because he got tired of getting chased out of these hospitals and clashing with the doctors and all kinds of stuff. And y'all got this these white folks don't like you niggas. They don't. They don't want you living in their neighborhoods, and they don't want you working on their jobs. This seems to be confusing to a lot of y'all. Then y'all run up in them damn jobs, kissing them white folks' asses, and then you then slave like a work your ass off. Literally gave up vacations and everything, and then chased your ass up out of there. It's like, okay. And that boy was getting up and working long hours at that damn job from sun up to sundown, and then they thanked him by dismissing him. And I would love to know the reasoning why. But this is the state of Georgia. They don't have to give you a reason why. They can just get rid of you, and you'll be gone. Poof, like you never existed. But anyway, it's about 9:44 in the morning. Just give me some more coffee. I'm glad that young lady made it home safely. We look forward to hearing what happened. Sorry about that man out there fishing out with them in races there as white folks. The reality of it all. And very disappointed that my friend once again is unemployed and back on the job search again. I pray and hope he wakes up and get the fuck up out of Atlanta so he can find a permanent job instead of going through what he's going through here. And I have several friends who were working as nurses here in Atlanta, Georgia. They all have moved to different states now, all of them. I have one friend who's been here as long as I have, but he is self-employed. He does, he's a nurse with a PhD, I forget what it's called, but he does his own thing. He doesn't, I need to call him. Last time I spoke to him, I was actually in London. Quiet. And, it's not easy for folks, these black men in the state. It's not easy, y'all. I guess it's not easy anywhere. But I don't really hear I don't know of too many black women being constantly fired from jobs because they're going in and doing their job correctly and doing an excellent job. How could you have an employee that you like, you claim you like this, and then, you just let them go for whatever reasons. But they're doing a great job. Make it make sense. Do they feel threatened on the job by these black men who go in there and do hard work? Do they feel like they get rid of them before they be trying to take their job, the higher ups or something? There are questions in my head. I don't know. But anyway, today is Sunday. It is July 16th. The year is 2023. It's a beautiful Sunday. And I'm about to go inside here at the house and get some more coffee and check out the news. And have a relaxing day off today. Anyway, this is concerning, though, about my friend who lost his job. Because that man, he's worked really hard, and he owns a home here. He takes care of his family back in Alabama. This man has worked very hard, and it's just when you hear these stories over and over and over, you begin to wonder what the fuck is going on here. But hey, I don't know. Like I said, be self-employed, start your own business. That's how I see it. Get the fuck up out of here. But who am I? I'm just a crazy man on the internet, so don't pay me no attention. Today is Sunday, July 16th, 2023, and I'm out.